Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Cyberpunk Phoenix, where I just remembered we're in the middle of a gunfight. And if you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by clicking on the Patreon link down below. While you're down there, hit that Discord link, come over, be a part of the conversation, be a part of the community. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Simon gets to do whatever the hell he wants to us. It's been 50-50 so far. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. That being said, I will turn things over to Simon to shoot us with bullets, apparently. Fucking Simon. Jerk.
Last time on Cyberpunk Phoenix. Pew, 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 pew.
Imagine if you did that every time. Like, please.
Simon, I think your microphone is it just me?
No, I'm not supposed to be muted, please.
No, it's not
no,
muted,
we can
it's like
we can
muffled.
hear
You
you.
sound
underwater.
Yeah.
What? Hello?
Better.
That's better.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Question mark.
Much better.
In the end, I did nothing.
Perfect. You nailed it.
It's the whatever effect of just when you do nothing, but people think something happened.
Listen, that's how you stream. Guys, if you want to know the secret of streaming, it's when someone goes, something's wrong, and you go, how about now? I didn't touch it, so...
And yeah. And if all else fails, it's Streamlabs' fault.
Yeah.
So, pew, pew, pew,
Yes.
pew. You were on the second floor of the Afterlife nightclub in a private discussion with Rogue and Spider Murphy when the entire bar shook. You heard the sound of gunfire. And from the security cameras that Rogue had in, the displays of them that she had in front of them, you can see this group of almost like private soldiers, military gear without the military uniform. They come in almost in formation, and three of them pop grenade launchers out of their arms and fire in each corner of the nightclub where the cameras are located. One by one, the cameras go dark. You have enough time to see Ken and Brian try to get civilians behind the bar. You remember that like circular bar, this island in the middle, behind it, so they can protect as many people as possible. Exactly like that. You also notice two of the soldiers rush in before the last camera is disabled, grab one of the bartenders, and leave with her. There's still gunfire coming from downstairs. There are still screams and shouts. What are you doing?
I look at what Rogue is doing right now.
Yeah.
Rogue calmly snaps her fingers at the two bodyguards that she had next to her. And they both get up, go behind like the little bar that they had upstairs for the VIP area, grab some weaponry, a rifle and a pair of very heavy pistols. They make sure that their weapons are loaded. They nod at Rogue. The man with the rifle immediately goes for the stairs. The one with the pistols just remains, behind the bar upstairs, ready to fire at anything that comes into the room. Rogue herself doesn't seem fazed, scared, or anything. Spider Murphy, on her end, she ducked under the table that was between you and herself, Proxy. She just ducks under and grabs a small holdout pistol that she had.
Proxy
Wasn't intending
goes right
anything
next to her, ducks under, and takes out her baton. I was like, I don't think this is gonna help, but
As you pull out your baton, you look and there's Ketch is also right next to you, and he has a glass that's like full of beer, and he's just holding it. I don't have a slushie.
oh,
Not this time. Hmm.
What about Magnus and Jewel? Yeah.
We have to get out of here.
Do we? Maybe it's safer to stay. And I look at Rogue and say, well, before I say anything to her, when in the short amount of time that we saw the security cameras, can you remind us the number of ambushing people that came in?
Yeah, 3 of them looked like they were some sort of professional mercenaries.
Of course.
But as they came in, you saw that a lot of the, I shouldn't say a lot, several of the patrons there tonight were drawing weapons.
Okay.
Because of course, weapons, anything short of like an assault rifle was permitted, like assault rifles or shotguns. Everything else is, it's because it might happen. Who knows? And but they drew their weapons, and instead of aiming at the invaders, aimed at other patrons. Maybe to settle scores, or maybe because they were in on it since the beginning.
Interesting. So it's just a full-on firefight all down there as far as we can assume. But we only saw 3 invaders?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 2 of them, like, after shooting the cameras, went in for the bar. Kidnapped that one bartender. So theoretically, there should be only one really well-armed person down there. But there's still, you can still hear the sound of gunfire.
Yeah, they were a catalyst, and now the bomb is bar bomb is going off. Okay. Yeah, Magnus turns to Jewel and Proxy and Catch and says, "I'm gonna stay where she is," and points at Rogue. And I pull out the old crappy Maelstrom shotgun I have and just hold it and stand behind some sort of cover.
I guess
you can stand behind. Oh, sorry. Okay.
I was gonna say I too will grab my the one that I got, the heavy pistol from the Maelstrom, and kind of try to follow Magnus.
So as far as cover is concerned, you have the small bar under the tables in the booth. Of course, there's one that's completely full right now. There's Proxy, there's Catch, and there's Spider Murphy in there. Or you can also hide behind the couch where Rogue is sitting.
Behind the couch, I think.
Yeah, I'll hide behind the couch.
Good cover.
All right. You both duck behind the couch. Proxy and Catch are in under a table, and you hear the sound of gunfire starts to diminish. The whole ordeal must have lasted 30, 45 seconds at most. There seems to be stragglers, and then nothing.
We saw them take the bartender, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it
That's
Makoto?
obvious.
It was Makoto. Yeah.
Okay.
That was obviously kidnap work. Okay.
Yeah, after the last of the gunshot echoes off, you hear the sound of an AV, those flying vehicle, just fly over the club.
What the hell, Rogue?
I mean, these things happen. Wasn't expecting them to happen tonight. We have the security system was taken offline for tonight. And she looks at Spider. Had to run through a few updates.
Okay, so just a coincidence that we... Never mind. Obviously, there's a lot of people that go here, so that's fine. That's fine.
They kidnapped Makoto, though.
They did, and they're gonna pay for it.
You know who it is?
Very casual.
No, but I will. Nobody comes into my bar and stirs shit without me knowing about it. and without any consequences. But I don't figure you're the type of people that hire themselves as bloodhounds, are you?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not.
So,
But we can probably connect you to somebody.
We know people.
I'm more of a Dalmatian guy myself.
there's 101 of
Wow.
you.
Wow, both of you.
There's probably 101
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, maybe.
Old reference.
Don't
All
read
of you.
much into it.
Wow.
Given that the gunfire sound has stopped, Magnus will come up from behind the couch and creep towards the actual bar area proper to check if things are safe, and then check for people that are injured.
All right, so you go down the stairs. You notice that the first bouncer, the one that was at the foot of the stairs originally, not one of the two goons that were with Rogue, he is leaning against the wall. He has his left end is over his like the right side of his abdomen, like right below the last rib. There's a bit of blood between his fingers. He's breathing heavily, but he doesn't look like he looks like the adrenaline is finally coming down.
Not good.
And when you come by him, he just like nods and says, like, I think it's safe for you to come out.
Thank you. And I immediately start looking at him. Now, I don't think I would have like my med tech bag on me. I might have an air hypo with something in it. I still haven't gone out and like resupplied with the things to put in an air hypo.
If you start to like check him up and try to diagnose what he has and everything, he will point you at the bar and say, like, there's a first aid kit in there.
Oh, perfect. And I rush over and go get it.
You almost trip over a few bodies as you go there. The body count tonight is a lot of people are injured. Not a lot of them are dead. But there's many, of course, because edge runners, most of them, like you guys, you're armored. Like you're not gonna walk around any dangerous places unprepared. But it seems like the chaos of it all sort of did not do anyone any good.
Yeah,
it
to
was
say the least.
Yeah, it's a dark place. People started firing, so other people returned fire without really knowing who they were shooting at. Ken and Brian are inside the bar, so the pyramid of drinks is gone. You can forget it. There's like a lake of alcohol in the middle of the bar, and crouched in there, you have Ken, you have Brian, and you have about 16 other people. Most of them armed, none of them injured, but many of them confused. When you approach the bar, the sound of your boots on the broken glass and the stickiness of the alcohol alerts them. And the moment you approach the bar, you have like a dozen guns aim at you, as everyone panics at the sight of anything that moves. It takes just half a second for Brian and Ken to just.
I'm like, I'm a doctor. Just need to get in that cabinet right there. It's 2 feet.
There's a patron, one of the many who were wearing, the long black trench coat, opens up the cabinet and takes out this like red and white bag, almost half the size of a duffel bag, and
he throws it at you. It's fairly heavy.
Ugh. Or thanks.
And there seems to be some rather large equipment inside.
Anything particularly cool?
As far as let's say the rules are concerned, this actually is not just a simple
Med tech bag.
medtech bag, but you also have a defibrillator in there. You have just the one cryopump bag, like the emergency
Ooh.
cryopump bag.
My favorite.
Yeah, and you have a few air hypos with, well, according to the label, they're all painkillers inside, like what we would call morphine, what the game calls something else, but I lost my page. There it is.
Cool.
Speed heals and stims.
All right.
You have about 5 of each.
I rush over to the bouncer that was injured and clutching his side, and I would have to take a look at the difference between the heal and the stim, but whichever would stop his bleeding, probably.
The heal is for someone who is not mortally wounded, and it's basically something that will heal them.
Okay. Can I make some sort of a check to tell if he is
yes.
mortally wounded or not?
That would be first aid.
Are you mortal? Yes. Okay. All right. Here we go. That is 17.
Oh, he's not mortally wounded. When you remove his hand, you notice that he was struck by a shrapnel, a piece of the security camera.
Oh.
That when it blew up, basically, sharp triangle of plastic and metal with a bit of circuitry just embedded itself into his side. It doesn't look deep. It's going to require stitches, but like nothing a good bandage couldn't solve. Like you won't even need a speed heal or anything unless you want him to be on his feet like right away.
I will from the medtech bag, I'll just pull out standard bandages and sort of just patch them up without using a air hypo. And then I will happily pass priority over to anyone else, but Magnus will then go and call out to see if there is anyone that is more injured and just go person by person, no matter who they are, and heal them. If they need the air hypo, give them the air hypo. But
you're
whatever.
Basically doing like triage for everyone and doing your doctor stuff. Could you make a paramedic check?
Sure.
That will let us know how much time everyone else has to either come help or hinder or do anything else.
That's a 28.
You have worked with injured, wounded gangers
a long time.
A long time. Bullet wounds is nothing to you. With just a glance, you're able to see like who's actually injured, who's just bruised, like who's going to need just a few days of rest. And at the same time, you notice like one of them, for example, has their left hand is completely blown to bits. But you just looked at the limb and you saw like the sparks coming out of the wrist. You're like, okay, that's a cyber hand. Like there's nothing I can do as a doctor, and they just have to get a new one. Like they probably don't even feel it anyway. And you go from person to person like that. It is going to take about, in total, a half hour.
Sounds good.
I will give you the result right away of those that you cannot help, those that are beyond your help. There are 8 dead.
Is there anyone on the cusp?
Many of them. Actually, do you remember the people that were when you entered the club, there was like these stairs going down before leading to the gate where there was Jimmy the bouncer that Ketch knew, and there were like
Yeah.
people just like smoking, loitering, just hanging out in that little like
Yeah.
antechamber. Yeah, most of the deads are in there. They didn't stand a chance. Jimmy is knocked out cold, alive, but you notice by the big bruise in the back of his head that he was probably snuck up on and knocked out right away. You don't see any signs of stragglers like right outside the club. Like you don't exit the premises either, but just to make sure, like, is there anyone just like lying on the corner or something?
Yeah.
Otherwise, mortally wounded, there are 6 people. So you can easily, with the stims, help like 5 of them. The last one you're going to need to check. And the others, with your 28, I'm not even going to go into it. You can all stabilize them. Like it's not a problem. Nothing is beyond your capabilities right now. But there's just this one person that you're going to have to... I'll leave you time to think about. I'll just go back to the top floor for a moment. You've got a few, almost a half hour after Magnus has disappeared. What do the 3 of you do?
Oh, I think you're
Muted.
I think you're muted.
Yes. Still muted. Uh-oh. Oh,
Still
no.
muted.
It's canon. Ketch was hit by a stray
Lost
bullet.
his
Can't
voice.
talk anymore. Lost his voice. This is one of those situations where I wish that we were all taught sign language, like universally. That would be so useful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the most ideal for a stream, but
No, but on the other hand, my sign language would be different than yours.
and that's another problem that would need to be addressed.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Well,
looks like
depends
Mike
on
is
which one I
figuring out
learned.
his
But
thing.
anyway, while Ketch is stunned, Proxy and Jewel.
I actually probably would also at some point go downstairs and check in with Ken and Brian and make sure that they're okay, and then ask if they saw the people that came in, if they were able to kind of identify them or anything like that.
When you go downstairs a few moments after Magnus has gone down, now that the place is safe, some of the stragglers, well, I shouldn't say stragglers, some of the people that weren't hit, that were hiding with Ken and Brian, are slowly making their way out of the club, leaving. Not everyone has the same level of empathy that Magnus has. And you can see Magnus just zooming from one person
In
to
his
the
zone,
next.
yeah.
And he's doing his stuff. Ken is stretching behind the bar, and Brian is just looking around for any bottle of alcohol they could get, like just that they could get a hand on, and finally finds one that hasn't been shattered. And as you approach, like, he pops open the cap, and as he does so, like, half the bottle stays in one hand and the other half in the other, and it just spills all over. And he goes, fucking hell.
I was about to stretch my arm out and say, give me some of that, but
There's like a bit left in the broken half of the bottle, but it's
rather not risk that,
Yeah.
scratching or cutting myself open. What did you happen to get a look at the people that came in here and did this?
some of them. pros, or at least people that got their training and gear somewhere in the army, I believe. The others in
Army.
here, I don't know. To me, it felt like someone had I don't know, put a hit out on someone. I mean, the way they lunged at the bartender, it was like she was the
Yes.
heiress to a fortune or something.
I was gonna say, it seems like they had their mind set on her. They didn't have any like gang symbols or anything like that, right?
And it's Ken's time to pipe up. He says, "It's Arasaka,
Wait, what?
the triangle formation, the gear, pop-up grenade launchers. First of all, grenade launchers aren't supposed to fit in an arm, not with the standard cyberware these days." He looks to Brian and says, "You wanted to know where they were trained. That's it. It's Arasaka. I don't know what they wanted."
What? With Makoto, I think Ketch said her name was. Maybe she was with Arasaka at some point or something. What?
Didn't recognize her, but could be that her family has ties to the company or something.
Well, Rogue's
Honestly, I
not
thought
gonna be happy to hear that.
Probably not. I thought they were coming after you and that Mr. D you were meeting with.
The minute we heard something downstairs, I thought immediately that I thought they were here for us too. Maybe it's just my over paranoia after all of this, but clearly there's a lot other things going on in Night City beyond us.
Hey,
don't know.
Where is Mr. D, by the way?
That's a
I
good
look
question.
around for Lucius Ryan.
Oh, you find him. He hid behind. So you remember the table you were sitting at with them?
Mm-hmm.
He kicked it down and hid behind it.
Oh, okay.
He's
He's
among the
keeping safe.
injured though. He
Okay.
got 2 bullets in basically the back. Well, not so like his left leg was poking out. One bullet went right through the thigh, and the other one sort of lodged itself in his what is it, the calf muscle? That's in back of your yeah. So yeah, he's swearing a lot and moaning in pain, but he's part of like the people I said with your 28 that like it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
He's probably going to need like a cane for a while, though someone of Mr. Ryan's wealth
might fit him.
yeah,
Or he could just, get cyberware
afford.
or something.
Yeah. Oh, even at his level, a cloned leg.
Wow. Okay.
Like if he wants to go under the knife for that, but out of game, I can tell you Ryan will have a cane instead. He's not going to part of it is ego and part of it is PR.
Yeah, I guess then Jewel would just kind of like help out Magnus if he needs it, and if he seems kind of in his zone, she might go back upstairs and report back.
Magnus will put the one person that was sort of on the edge that I didn't have all the supplies for. I'll put them in the cryo pump.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to make some sort of a check for that to put them in, or is it only to pull them out? I forget.
I believe it's only when you pull them out. Let me check.
Okay.
Yay. Well, while I'm looking into it, give me a roll anyway. That would be your medical
Sure.
tech roll.
Okie dokie.
Oh yeah,
medical-
no, you don't have to.
Okay.
It's the cryo tank
Oh.
that
Mm-hmm.
that needs a check because the cryo tank has like an indefinite timer. The cryo
Mhm.
pump is that 1 week thing, like you did with Ken.
Yeah. So this person's on ice for a week. Okay. The only other thing Magnus would do then is when he goes upstairs, assuming at this point he's finished working on everyone downstairs and then goes upstairs to heal Ryan, Magnus would also shout over to Rogue and say, "Hey, it's my professional advice, if you consider me that you get everyone out of here. I mean, not only because of any other people coming into ambush, but also because you got a floor absolutely drenched in alcohol. If someone so much as lights a cigarette, this place is going up. So we need to get out of here."
She presses a button on her, like the low table that was in front of her, and says, "All right, party's over for the night, people. Everyone out. Doctor's orders."
Magnus looks a little intimidated that she actually did it. and then just nods and goes to work on Ryan.
He looks at you and says, "By the way, doctor, because I am a legitimate business in Night City, the NCPD is bound to show up at any time. So if any one of you don't want to be seen like most of my clientele, I suggest you finish your, well, whatever it is you have to do downstairs and get the hell out. I can hold out a few more minutes before calling them, but anything more than that is gonna put me in a lot of trouble."
That is a fair point. And as soon as she says that, Proxy's like, "I will catch up with you guys later if you don't need me right now." Yes?
You don't need a ride anywhere?
No, I will find my way.
All right. We're
It's like 3 a.m. at this point, isn't it? Like so late. Yeah.
I'm like, all
For
right.
for some reason, I just picture like Proxy leaves and pulls a Razor scooter out of her backpack, and then just like a motorized Razor, collapsible Razor scooter.
Your mic
With
is
a
working
unicorn
perfectly
horn.
now, Mike.
Yeah.
By the way.
Great.
All right. Well, after I'm done fixing up Ryan, I'm gonna head back to the truck. So anyone that needs that.
Yeah,
You know.
I'll head with you, Magnus. After
All
all this, don't really want to be alone right now. Rogue, before we end up heading out, you should know that the people that came in and took her, they were Arasaka. The way they came in, one of our friends saw it. There's no question. Don't know why they're here, but
You can see her hands clench into fists and like her knuckles are turning white. She says, "It's getting late. I'll deal with these sons of bitches tomorrow."
with that, Jewel will kind of slowly, like, she knows that that's a sore subject, so she'll kind of just slowly back away and head over to Magnus. Catch, what about you?
No, I got it right. I'm gonna stick around for a minute.
Okay.
You guys should get ready though. We have 2 nights.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
we do.
Oh, and TD, I don't know if you have like secret gardens hidden all over the place, but like if we want that taco emporium, we're gonna need some ingredients, I think.
Some cilantro.
Cilantro,
Lots of
yeah, that's
lettuce.
good.
Yeah.
Lettuce for sure. That's in tacos. Whatever that meat was is probably good. If you get more of that.
I honestly don't know where you found that meat.
Okay, well, you know,
but sure, I will. You know, if we're taking tomorrow as a prep day, at least I will be. I'll put myself in charge of. I'll put myself in charge of food for the night market.
All right, and I'll put
But-
myself in charge of the whole thing, I guess.
Yeah, you'll probably be getting calls from all of us at some point tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Well, get some sleep, you two.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Ryan. Yeah, whatever. You should be all fixed up now. Do you want to come with us in my truck, or are you gonna get out of here in your own way?
I'll take you up on the ride.
All right. And Proxy, you sure you're good?
Proxy is long gone.
And she's gone. All right. I assume so. Man, I mean, with that razor scooter, she might be faster than the truck, honestly. All right. Well, if you guys are ready to go, Magnus will check in with Brian and Ken and see if they also need to come with us.
Brian has his own ride. Like, I mean, that's how he got here in the first place.
Yeah. And then Ken, of course, has been with us. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truck.
Okay.
Ken has been sort of living in your truck for a week now.
Yeah. No, that's
He's
no
got to
problem.
start paying
It's
rent.
no problem.
Yeah.
We're probably going to talk about that tomorrow.
But yes,
Okay.
if you do not mind, I would rather stick by.
Yeah, no problem.
Except maybe they came for that lady tonight. But I might still be a security risk to all of you.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
No, I mean,
you've been a security risk since we first met you, to be completely honest.
it's very true. And I don't know if we mentioned that while you were under, I'm pretty sure it was while you were under well, yeah, it was. Arasaka agent came and tried to, repossess you and saw the taco truck. We got away, but I'm sure if that same agent sees a taco truck, it's not going to end well. So, yes.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that lovely encounter.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm ready to go. And I look at this the person that I put in the cryo pump, and do I have any indication of like what kind of a person they are? I know I'm asking you to make someone up on the spot. DM finesse, but if I want to take them with me, depends on what kind of a person they seem to be.
Okay. Let's pause our storytelling for just a moment.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you, can you roll 1, 2, 3? Can you roll a D10?
Okay.
Like we'll create a character on the spot. Like not a full sheet.
Right.
We don't need that.
Yes. No. A full sheet character. No. Okay. 8.
8. All right. I'll need someone to roll a 2d6 in quick successions. I don't need the total. I need both of them one by one.
8 and a 7.
Sorry, what's the first one?
8 and 7.
I said d6.
Oh, you're right. You did say that.
My bad.
It's funny, my brain didn't even compute that until he just said, "Oh,
Yeah.
I was like 8, 7 makes sense."
Oh, I thought you said 2d6s, like 2d6 twice. So 4 and a 4.
4 and 4. All right. I can tell you right now, at first glance, this man is dressed like a nomad. He's got old, beat up jeans with well-worn leather chaps over them. His top is a black like cotton tank top with sort of a very modern like poncho worn over it. He looks like a rave cowboy. You
Cool.
notice that he has a pistol holster, and in his because you had to manipulate his body to put him into the cryo pump. So I'll describe a few more things. You saw that he has a dog tags around his neck, and in back, like the back of his belt, he has a small container, like a solid pouch. You don't know what's inside, but you've seen members of the NCPD wear that. So it's probably like whatever it is issued by the cops in this town. And
Do I get the indication that this man's case, whatever you just described, was issued to him by the NCPD, or that he stole it? Is there any way I can tell?
That's what the last D6 is going to determine.
All right.
So if anyone wants to roll one.
Sure, I will do it.
Thank you.
6.
It is issued by the NCPD. And
okay.
He looked, now that you've taken a closer look, he looks like an undercover cop.
Okay.
He doesn't have the badge, but the dog tags do mention what is it again? Oh, it's SWT, the Special Weapons and Tactics Department of the NCPD. So think about the SWAT.
Oh man. Okay.
Except like SWAT mixed with R&D.
Mm-hmm.
And you recall on the news, it's been on and off going, but basically how whenever the cops get their hands on new tech, new toys or whatever, what better way to test them than to use them on the filthy, no lives that live outside of Night City, because they're not night citizens.
The best way to test your guns if they kill people is to kill people.
Okay.
No, but like you have something that might cause like irreversible ear damage because of a like ultrasonic weapon or whatever. Might as well just fling that in a nomad camp. Who cares? That's the type of person you're looking at in that cryo pump right now.
Fuck them.
I mean, if it makes you feel better in and out of game,
yeah,
he's really in CPD. He has insurance. You can leave him in the bag for a week.
Yeah.
Like, trauma team is going to have to pick him up. Or you could pierce a hole in the bag and just say it was defective.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Okay. I turn to Mr. Ryan and say, hey, while we're standing over this guy's body in the bag, I say, we're planning on having a night market in a couple days. Would you be able to pull any strings to make sure NCPD doesn't mess with that?
He looks down at the body of the man between the two of you and says, I can work something out.
Okay. Because I was thinking of, using him as, hopefully he was the type of person where he wakes up and I saved his life. So maybe he'd owed me something. But if you could, should I just let you handle it? Because I don't really like his gib.
With a bit of work, you can turn anything into a proper PR campaign. And you wouldn't believe how much the NCPD would love me if I were to carry his body outside of this massacre.
All right.
I'm not going to do it because I want to. I just want you to know that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No.
Where's your net running friend? Asha, she was the one, Proxy. She was the one who
He
put everything on.
probably scootered halfway across Night City by this point.
Let me check. He takes his agent. Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, Proxy. Mr. Ryan here.
Oh,
Are
hey.
you, are you safe?
Yeah, I'm great.
We have a bit of a PR setup here. Do you think if I send you a couple of pictures, maybe a quick footage, you could put that up on the net tonight?
Are you still at the club? The bar?
We're on our way out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too far. I just make it back around the block, or you can send me photos, or better yet, if somebody wants to hook up their agent for some video.
Can you make a persuasion check? Or conversation, either.
Persuasion or conversation.
Yeah.
Social
Last
skills.
column on the right, yeah.
I will do a persuasion, I think.
Love it.
That didn't sound very persuasive.
14?
Oh, 14 is just enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he says, I trust you. Yeah. I'll add you to my list of trusted contacts. I'll forward everything to you.
Okay. Sure. That sounds good. I might do a cameo video if you want.
I don't know what that means, but I trust you.
Okay.
Doctor, you have steady ends, right?
Yeah.
He hands you his agent. You're still on the line with Proxy. So you can hear them, Proxy, like sort of muffled in the background because he's not on speakerphone or anything. And he says, so Doc, I'm going to take the body and I want you to take a few pictures as if you were a bystander on the street in the parking lot of me coming out holding the dead cop in my hands.
Real quick.
All right.
While they're doing this, Proxy's already making her way up to a rooftop to try to find an access point to actually get into a security camera that's nearby wherever the entrance to Afterlife is.
One of the things that I think I mentioned it last week, but the area right around the Afterlife has no cameras.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have one like from farther away.
Right.
It's just going to be, smaller people, less
Yeah.
detailed video.
That's
but
fine.
It works.
Yeah, okay. It's basically to back up what's being taken.
Okay.
Yeah, like leaked security footage of the massacre at Afterlife kind of crap,
Yeah,
thing.
and you can easily, find an apartment building.
Okay.
Go up and just hack into their
yeah.
With someone of your rank in net running, I'm not going to ask a check to hack into like home Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
The password is like admin123.
Great.
So yeah, he organizes all of this. He asks Jewel and Ketch if they want to help him because he's wounded. Like, it's going to be kind of hard to hold the body and everything. But once everything is set, like he takes a few steps outside, like this rugged hero wearing an Hawaiian print shirt, just dragging the corpse in, well, not the corpse, but the body of the cop in the cryo pump, so that you can snap a few pictures, Magnus. And then, you
do.
know, the whole thing lasts like 5 seconds, after which Ryan is exhausted and just like dumps the body on the ground.
I pat him on the shoulder and say, "That was 5 seconds, but these pictures are forever."
I hope so. If it gives me a few more points with the NCPD, I won't mind that.
Same.
All right.
Thank
Gotta
you.
start somewhere. And he takes his agent back. No, thank you. That was your idea.
Yeah, but hopefully you'll use it to benefit us. And I wink.
And as he's about to hang up on Proxy 2, you can hear Ryan say to everyone, "You mean benefit all of Night City."
Yeah, that's yes.
And with that, we're going to fade to black. We're going to montage the next 2 days before the night market. So is there anything that your characters want to do? If there's a scene that you absolutely want to roleplay, we can absolutely do so. Or we can just, you know, montage our way through the next 48 hours of what is it that you're going to do.
I have a few things that I wanted to do. One, I wanted to put together this media security leak, and then the photos obtained from somebody who was at the scene, like that whole thing. And then send it around to different outlets and things like that. So that's one that I don't know if we want to montage that or if I'm supposed to roll or whatever. So.
It is going to be a roll. I mean, we'll montage it in the sense that it's you and
Yeah.
at your computer doing video
Okay.
editing. Like,
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
played enough with After Effects to know that there's nothing roleplay worthy
Yeah. No, that's really not.
editing a video.
Yeah, it's like a zoom in, like, you know, the pixelated zoom in of like, who is this person saving, blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And then the
strangely
pictures.
enough,
Yeah.
strangely enough, you would think that in 2045 you'd have high resolution security cameras. They're still in standard def for some reason. So this is you trying to get a story out. So your rank is, what's your rank in credibility again?
Would it be credibility or with media? I don't know how that works.
Oh, it's with media. What rank of media are you?
It's 1 media, and then we have the reputation increase as well, right?
All right, can you roll just a single d10?
D10, yes.
Yeah. You can roll a 1. If you roll a 1 or a 2, everything works out.
Nope.
So
I roll a 6.
You still send out the video. There's no problem with it. It just doesn't go viral the same way the other one did.
Okay.
You know it's out. You know people are gonna probably pick up on it.
Yeah.
But this close after the shootout, it doesn't seem quite yet that people are willing to accept. You know what? You know what? We still have corruption bars. So let's do this.
Yay.
News 54. The next morning, right? The next morning, as you know, we do our montage and everything. There's like a News 54 broadcast on TV. And the reporter there is saying how their own reporters have found footage of what happened at the scene and everything, and you have them here, and it is your video. They downright stole it from you. And not only that, but while this is happening, we would see, like, on Proxy's agent, a formal written cease and desist from Network 54 asking you to take down your video from your garden page as your video is now property of Network 54.
And now she makes sure the video is as many places as possible.
All right. Just gonna write in my notes. News 54 will remember this.
I was gonna say
Go for it.
new enemy.
News 54 is already on my radar.
The entire media.
A new challenger approaches.
Yeah. The media.
But yeah, so they basically stole
Mhm.
your video. So it is going to be seen by a lot of people nonetheless.
Yeah.
Though you're gonna have two in the coming days, two sides to this.
Mm.
One that will say that this is staged, and one that will believe it.
Mhm.
Basically, Ryan's opponents are going to be using excuses such as, well, what was he doing at an Edge Runner nightclub? Like, this is a place for criminals and ne'er-do-wells. It's not even him. It's a lookalike. I mean, come on. He's wearing a Hawaiian print shirt. Like that's not him. And then others are saying, he got shot in the leg. He was wounded. A wounded person would not be able to carry a body like this. And you have, those YouTube videos trying to debunk it.
Mhm.
Saying like, well, if you can only, the average man of his size could only
Yeah.
lift, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. So it's good that it's out,
Yeah.
but the results are yet to be found. It's not like a net positive.
Mhm.
That was the first part of your montage. What's the next one?
So the next one would be I need to research the location that Spider provided for the information on the nanobots. And I think she's also she's going to be browsing wherever she can, like the deepest, darkest parts of the net to find information about nanotechnology in general, like anything she can find.
Okay, we'll do. It's gonna be weird. Do you have any ranks in cybertech?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you is to make a cybertech check, but also add your interface rank to it as a bonus.
Sweet. All right.
And we're looking at a very high DVs.
Do I do a +5 afterward or just add it to the miscellaneous column?
You can do a +5 afterward if you want,
Okay.
because it's for this one time only.
Okay.
And like I said, the higher the better.
19 + 5.
24.
24.
All right.
Was that high enough?
Well, I mean, you get more information the higher
Yeah.
you roll. So
Yeah,
it's
24.
just a question of how much info do you think I can give you. Knowing full well that like the highest DV in this game is 30.
Yeah. 24 is
So,
pretty good.
Pretty like top tier.
Yeah.
So the dead drop place that Spider mentioned you is only going to be known or made known when the night market starts.
Mm-hmm.
As for the location of this other this Project Phoenix type of thing, you have to dig deep. There's a lot of weird, we'll say conspiracy theory site,
Mm-hmm.
places on the net that were created by like old edge runners, like veteran of the Fourth Corporate War and others who like rubbed elbows with some of the big names in the city back then.
Yeah.
And they were keeping an eye out on the movement of just about everyone and everything during the corporate war because everybody was concerned in some cases or implicated in it in some way. And there's a few edge runners who were actively trying to bring down Biotechnica following a fallout that they had concerning there's this one solo who his dog, one of the last person to own a real dog in Night City, was killed by a bunch of Biotechnica thugs. And he went on a rampage,
Mhm.
basically got other edge runners with him. And they tried to get as much dirt as they could on Biotechnica. They wanted to bring the place down, except that they were doing it in a very like kick down the door, shoot everyone, and don't even bother asking questions. So there's a lot of interrogations left about it. But the one thing that interests you the most about Project Phoenix is the night that the towers blew up, they were supposed to move Project Phoenix to Los Angeles
So
to
they're
be
in the
housed in
hot
a
zone.
yeah, to be housed in a specific warehouse because the project needs to be kept at a certain temperature. It seems, from what you know of the one, prototype that you got, that room temperature is fine. Apparently, like you haven't tested it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But the case that it was in, seemed to have been made for it so far. You don't know what happened to that truck. They knew it was slated to depart the Biotechnica campus at 11:15 at night. The bombs blew up at 11:38,
Okay.
and they went to this group of edge runners went to Los Angeles, never found anything in that warehouse. They believe that Biotechnica knew about it and that they changed the location last minute.
So it's still somewhere in Night City.
It's probably somewhere in Night City. In fact, the most logical one would be, the truck was destroyed when the towers fell and it's
Right.
somewhere under the rubble.
In the rubble, yeah.
Or maybe they didn't leave right away and it's still under the Biotechnica campus, which would mean it's not even in the corporate center. It's probably somewhere
In
where
the
Jewel
old
works.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be in the old.
It wouldn't be
hot
in
zone.
their old. No, it would have been like in their R&D thing.
So
that could be another thing,
Okay.
another theory. But so far, everything points to it never left Night City. Either it's in the hot zone or it's in the new Biotechnical labs. That group of edge runners eventually left. Like if you look on like the comments that they left on their garden space and everything, there was a lot of unresolved issue and drama among them. And in the end, basically every messages ends up being like, F you, I'm leaving, and I don't want to see your face ever again, blah, blah, blah. And it sort of dies there.
Okay.
Another thing that you learn is that there is a way. So one of them at some point when they first learned about it, learned how to reprogram the nanobots. He doesn't know exactly what it does, but it's done through just a short like jolt of electricity. And depending on the strength, so it's the amps. Is it the amps or the volts? It's the voltage.
Volts, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a minimal amount of volts. Like we're talking not even 1 volt of power. It needs to be very specific, and you shoot it straight at little pins that they have on what would be like the back of the bot, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you can reprogram it. Basically, like think of like miniature acupuncture. He played with it for a while, but all that he knew happened is that the nanobot began spinning around in a circle until it overheated and died. So he knows there's a
At how
way
many volts did that happen?
that was at 0.0387.
Okay.
We're talking like if you put a AA battery to it, it's gonna die.
Yeah.
It seems that they're calibrated very specifically so that any changes in their circuitry is enough to either completely override what they do or fry them. That stuff is very delicate, very, very delicate. An expert technician might be able to do something with them, but it's far more easy to just destroy them than to try to reprogram them.
Mm-hmm.
Which another theory is that was by design, because that way,
Right.
you know, even if you get your hands on a batch of them, you might ruin the whole batch before you figure out how to reprogram them.
Unless you were able to isolate one at a time, and just because they're self-replicating, right? So.
Yep. But they're self-replicating if they're injected in someone's body.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because otherwise they would never be contained in like the vial that you found them in. They would have eventually just broke free.
Yeah. They need the organic matter to self-replicate. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Can I, based on the information that I found on this person, can I see if they're still around? Like, can I just put some feelers out?
Yeah, you put feelers out for this person. Here is their name. They have a strange name. A solo by the name of Juan Jix.
Okay. That's great.
And no, they are gone. Apparently, they moved on from Night City because it was bringing them too many bad memories after the war.
Many movies.
They left.
Okay. So I have a Netrunner buddy that I've never met, but know and talk to regularly. Can I send some information their way and see if they know anybody or anything about maybe not necessarily nanotech, but using voltage to affect electronics on like a very micro scale?
You would be looking for a specialist, basically.
Yeah.
Someone who could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get your answers
At some point.
to be dramatically appropriate.
Yeah.
Like the night of the night market.
Yeah. That's fine. I just wanted to kind of put that into play since I have that person. So.
Yep. No
Cool.
problem.
Okay, that's it for me.
All right. Who wants to go next? I'm gonna name someone. Catch.
That's me. Ketch is he's prepping the night market, man. He is calling all cars. He is going through his internal Rolodex, but he's Ketch, so it's dramatic. So he will scroll through his Rolodex internally and then pull out a burner phone and manually dial and then call people. 2 phones sometimes, basically trying to pull a night market out of his ass in 2 days. Because he said, I'm going to make a night market. And then someone else said, in 2 days. And so he kind of committed to 2 days. So he is burning the candle at both ends, as they say. And every, I think every phone call he finishes, he sends a text message to Proxy that is new marketing ideas, right? Because he put her in charge of promotion. So there'll be his eyes flash back and forth. There's a text message of a poorly thought design, an image. All I can think of is when Fry learned to use that flute that makes the shitty images, but it's crappy, right? So it's his thought projecting an image on the text message that sends out, not an actual picture, and just hoping that Proxy can do her damnedest. So yeah, the first thing he's doing is prepping the night market. I'm not sure if that is an associated role to see how good the night market is. Like I know I can make one, but
Oh yeah. So the quality of the night market is quote unquote irrelevant in the sense that it'll depend on every like customer that comes in. You tried well, I should ask you, Ketch. Is there anything you do not want to have featured at the night market? Now consider that you called people left and right of different.
For
example, do you want food there?
I think that's the only one, right? Like that's the biggest thing. Is like there's no food. No like outside like no external nomads are invited in. No one that's selling like makeshift kibble, right? Nothing like that. The only food that's going to be there is the Taco Dock Emporium, the mobile Taco Dock station. So you have to get your food here. And I think exclusive clients, which that's not a thing. It's not a thing for Ketch. I think probably at least half of the people he's told are exclusive clients. And he's given some arbitrary discount code, like a buy one get one free taco deal at the taco dock to try to drum up business at the taco truck.
Oh goodness.
And so of course there's like was mentioned in our chat, like no human trafficking, none of this like darker stuff that could happen at night markets, and it's fairly easy for Ketch to just not call those type of people.
Right.
One last question that I have for you, not because I intended to put a wrench in your plans or anything, but
of course, right, yeah.
Do you allow any corps to send undercover reps to sell, stolen corpware?
I thought you meant corpse as in like a deceased person, and I was like, I don't allow corpses to sell anything, Simon. That sounds awful. We're not having zombies at my night market. That was rule number one.
The zombie population of Night City would beg to differ.
Right,
there's a lot of food walking around at a night market.
That's true. Literally up and walking. Yes, because Ketch occasionally deals with them, right? Like that prior to starting a night market, that kind of was his clientele, right? That's how he knows Jewel is, oops, it fell into my car. I don't know what happened. I might as well just bring it here anyway. So that was his normal kind of clientele. So yeah, he actually probably like reached out to certain people, like a text from a burner phone that says like a coded missive. Where you can sell that kind of shit. However, anyone that he picked up on in that kind of thing, like selling like or like broken, missing corpo tech, anything that falls into what we're doing, be it like food, weird cloning thing, anything to do with Arasaka, he's like pinned those messages as like those people for sure got the discount coupon to come by the taco truck because like we want to talk to you.
Okay, so Biotechnica, Continental brands.
Yeah.
I mean Arasaka you do, but like if someone actually replies, you'd be surprised.
Right. Well, it's more like he's combing messages of like if anyone's like, oh, I have like an old Arasaka gun. Like, okay, you have one. You have one gun. No. When you have one gun, you either found a dead body, which is full of tech with Arasaka, or you found a weapon cache, and I'm curious to know about that too. So yeah, anything that sticks out as relevant to what we're doing, or relevant to like what Rogue kind of alluded to, he kind of like pins that message and they get a discount code.
You get a through this like montage of you like calling, sending messages and everything. At one point, you get a message from Greatest South American Arms. 4 exclamation marks.
Oh, right. Yes. He
Says,
opens that
the,
for sure.
the message says, "Hey, bud," in all caps. "Got a thought for me? Am I also a preferred customer?"
Is this a text message that he's
It's a
sending?
text message.
Yeah.
All in caps.
With this one, he tries to be as professional as possible. He just responds back with yes, comma, no exclamation points. There's not a single emoji. And then the relative location of where the taco truck will be in the night market, and then a unique discount code that like will identify who he is, which is exclamation, like upside down exclamation point. I don't know what those are called, but 2 of those followed by taco to the max exclamation point, which is his unique discount code.
The other message that follows is very professional and says, "Thank you very much, Mr. Ketch. I look forward to seeing you at the night market. We will bring quality wares." And there is a GIF attached.
Oh, fuck. What is it, Simon?
It's a Jack in the Box. And when it opens, like at the top of the spring is a grenade, and then it goes.
Okay. 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 I don't know if that's a threat or a fun little time. Guess we'll find out. Actually, you know what? After he gets that,
saying,
Catch
thank
would
you.
know.
We're gonna kill you
Yeah.
guys.
Catch
Yeah.
would have no idea.
Ketch would have no idea. But what he does is he sends it. He forwards that message. He like takes them off and then forwards it to Proxy. And the forwarded message just contains like 30 question marks.
Proxy will probably trace where the phone number is from. Yeah.
Proxy can translate Ketch perfectly. And then he just responds back, "Sounds good." Period.
Proxy very quickly, the message was sent from a cell phone tower. This one in Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo, okay.
So like suburbs of Night City.
What's in that area?
It's the oldish suburbs. So basically in the last 20 years, after a lot of people were displaced from the city center, there was, of course, the Watson development, but Watson happened after, like, a couple years after. So in the first, let's say, almost decade after the bombs, a lot of people fled across the now built canal, south, between Haywood and like Japantown, Chinatown, and all that. So picture, so Haywood it looks like a typical Southern California suburbs, except that imagine that if like all the space between the houses are now filled with another house. So if your house had like a front lawn and a backyard and like some room between you and your neighbors, well, now there are 4 new houses around. And it's like all of these are, many of them are like family owned. So like it's an entire family that lives in those like the little block of 4 houses, and they split bills and everything. Like they tried to find some accommodation. The entire place is patrolled by 2 gangs, one of which is sort of a goodish vigilante gang from a veteran of the army who realized that there was a lot of crime with the comings of a lot of new residents. So they decided to take to the streets because NCPD doesn't really want to cross the bridge.
Yeah.
So they took to the streets to protect their neighborhood. So it's like a neighborhood watch, except like one of the things that you learned, and that everyone basically in Night City would know, is that, in order for the 6th Street Gang, which is what they call themselves, to protect you, you have to pay a protection fee. And it just so happens sometimes that if you decide to stop paying your protection fee, strangely enough, within a week, your house is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a coincidence.
Of course. Okay. So that's the closest like as far as like location I can get.
Yeah. So it's that person probably has a house there. Maybe they live there, or maybe they were there when they sent the text message.
Right.
But it's not encrypted. It's not like the person didn't try to hide their traces or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of strange that they advertise themselves as like South American Arms.
Yeah. I mean, can I just set up
live-
like an alert to see if they start? Can I like see outgoing messages from that number, from that cell tower?
There's like millions of them. What are you looking for? Oh, from that specific
From
cell
that
phone
specific,
number? You mean?
yeah, from
that
that number.
specific agent.
Yeah.
There are only, I think, 2 other messages. It's basically the entire conversation with Catch. That number was not used prior to today.
For anything else. Okay, so it's
Well,
a burner.
if you go back
Yeah.
about a month,
Oh,
that's about how much time you're gonna get between
Yeah.
now and the night market. Probably a burner.
yeah, I was gonna say it's just a burner phone. Okay, so they don't want to know. They don't want somebody to know who they are. Okay, she'll just message Catch back and be like, suspicious, can't find any, probably a burner. Just keep a lookout and be safe. Maybe hire some extra muscle or something like that.
Word. That's what he sends back, his word.
Yeah.
And the second thing that Catch is going to do outside of planning the night market is, I'm sorry, was the robot, the spider thing, was that we can program that? We have the ability to do that? Obviously, I know Proxy can go ham on it, but like it's just a basic input.
Oh
Is that
yeah,
correct?
the drone
Yeah.
that you stole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can control
It's-
it with like
It's not stealing if everyone's dead. It's looting. It's different. It's different. It doesn't belong to anyone if you kill the owner.
that's
Yes.
So the drone that you looted is you can control it with like there's an app on your agent that can do it.
Perfect. I install the app.
It's literally like a plug and play murder device.
Yeah, great. That's the only
Spider
murder
drone
that
light
he can
machine
do.
gun
Yeah,
app.
yeah. He installs the app. He downloads murder.exe spider killbot. And I do want to see if I can hire protection, but like incognito protection, right? Because Rogue alluded to the fact that like there's gonna be assassins coming for us. So I'd like to have some extra shields or weapons to stop us from getting killed. So how would I do that?
Well, you're a very popular fixer,
Right?
Catch. So
Like
I'll
one of the
just
best.
ask for a local expert check.
Mm.
That will basically determine like what kind of people you have readily available, because you know a lot of them. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go and list them all. Like we're going to take the rest of the session for that.
Yeah.
But like who's available for this?
Could I argue a streetwise?
Do you want your security to be legit?
No, I just kind of want them to blend in.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is like, do you want to hire gangers, or do you want to hire, like, on the one end, you're streetwise, you're going to hire probably like mercenaries and
Yeah.
gangers.
Yep.
On the other, you're going to go with an actual security firm.
Oh no. Yeah, he works the streets. So street level gangers is what that's what he knows.
Streetwise it is.
All right, let's see here. A 21.
21.
So you have sorry. There are a few people that you could count on. The piranhas are one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as blending in go, yes, they wear sort of gang colors, but they're not, they wear them all the time in Night City. Like the fact
Right.
that they're at a night market doesn't change anything.
Right.
there are a few others that you could get. A few like unaffiliated edge runners, if you will,
Mm.
that will just show up and just pretend to be customers, but also keep an eye out on everyone.
Mm.
There are 2 groups of nomads that are currently residing in Night City that are looking for work. One of them is the Harpies, and the other one is the Bronze Wolves.
Mm.
The Harpies, there are only 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3 women. And I don't remember all of their names, but you're going to speak with one of them, if you do, called Danvers. But I'm being gifted a bit. Denver, Storm, and Prince.
I think he would attempt to hire like solo edge runners. But what he
Okay.
would do is he would reach out to the like people like the piranhas, and give them like enticement to just be around the taco truck, in the same way that like Magnus has the whatever the hell's around his taco truck.
The
all the time.
Piranhas.
Are they the piranhas? Oh, perfect.
Well,
I thought it was the same people.
You'll probably, part of my to-do list is convincing them, hey, just can you all come with me to the night market, free tacos.
Yeah.
If anything bad happens, you got my back like always. So
Yeah.
if you get in contact with them, you, depending on timeline, you may already hear back and they'll be like, oh, we're already going to be there.
He sends an email.
Assuming I was
Yeah.
able to convince them.
Ketch sends an email, like all at piranhas.com. Just sends it to everyone, every phone he can find that is linked to a piranha. So likely it also gets a text message to Magnus that just says, come on down, Taco Doc, and shows like a picture of a taco truck with like a dancing taco on it.
You realize fairly quickly, Ketch, that their address domain is still linked to the Night City Community College.
Perfect. So it's all at piranhas.edu is send. He sends that out, and that's what Ketch is doing, getting us some kind of security.
There's one question that I have for you. There's
Yes.
a group of edge runners that when you contact one of them, they say, hey, I so happen to also have a band. We can use that as a cover.
While on the burner, he hold on, please. And he calls immediately anyone he knows in construction to see how much it's going to cost to erect the cheapest stage in front of the taco truck.
$20.
Fucking perfect. You're in. You can actually play right in front of the thing. It'll be like a whole. It's like live. It's like we're gonna stick away from like the mariachi thing. That's kind of too. It's too obvious, right? We're trying to do something upscale and a little bit classy, trashy thing. But it's a whole. It's a vision. I got a whole thing, but not that. You do your thing. No covers. Yeah, and we'll have a stage. So,
All right. The band that will play
Christ.
at your night market is called Aether Wave.
Of course it is. Every time I talk, it's on you guys for letting me speak.
Nice.
Oh,
So far,
that's
so
it. Catch
All
out.
right. And then Jewel.
Nothing terribly specific on Jules' end for the next couple of days. Probably just I'm gonna report into work and make sure all is good. I don't know, since the incident at work, how things are how the sentiment is and how everybody is, but it's been a little while now.
There is a basket of fresh fruits waiting for you on your desk for your promotion, courtesy of Linda. It's the latest batch of Peaches 2.0.
Wow, how thoughtful.
Good. Recently updated.
Yeah.
Recently
Yeah.
patched.
Patched peaches.
One of
yeah.
them tastes like pears. You don't know why. It's probably a mistake in the firmware. And you notice tiny difference from last time, next to the coffee machine, there is a small shrine to Mr. Cook, where people have left like little notes in a like a box in front of it. And there are like fake plastic flowers around, and from time to time, like his picture changes to the to a sentence that says "You will be missed," and then it turns back to
Oh.
Mr. Cook, who's like smiling.
Oh man. Wow. Okay. Jewel will leave no fake flowers or anything. She'll just observe.
Yeah, he's just always there when you go get a coffee.
Yeah,
like,
always
just to
reminder.
remind you. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Otherwise, you have his desk now. You have his office.
it's probably gonna be like some getting used to. At like Jewel goes in and like sits at her cube and then like forgets that she has an office now, and
There's already someone at your cube going like, "What?"
like get out of here. Oh, sorry. Can we just grab my stuff and start setting up? This is really weird. Other than that, I think Jewel will try to recruit her lackey, Jax, to see if he's is busy in a couple of days to join us at the night market, just in case, just to keep an eye
says-
out.
He says, "Miss Jewel, I am at your beck and call."
Right. I keep forgetting that. It's, it's just I'm getting used to. I know I've always been managing you, but it's just getting used to being even more responsible now is a bit of a
Hey.
shift.
You've given me a very quiet couple of weeks lately, so
This is
yeah,
true.
no, if you need anything, I'm right there.
Of course. We have this night market in a couple of nights, the crew that I've been keeping an eye on. And we just, night markets can be a little, you never know what's going to happen. So just keep an eye on it. Try to look less corporate and more dress the part of a street kid type person. And yeah, we'll just blend in. And if anything goes wrong, it's good to have some hired help taking care of it.
That's good. I have new tech hair that I've been dying to try.
Oh, good. Yes. I was going to say, if you needed some clothes, we could probably look around, but good to know that you're prepared for this.
I have my own.
Good.
It's I only dress like this for work, It's I'm not a fan of suits.
Oh, you're not dressing the part 24/7. Huh, interesting. I should probably get some other attire at some point too. I'm getting tired of the suits.
Night market is a perfect place to look the latest fashion.
That is true. I think other than that, I think that's really the only other the thing that Joel wanted to do is just check in at work. And yeah.
One thing that you will notice is that there is a button on, actually a pair of buttons under Mr. Cook's old desk.
Oh.
One of them you figure is probably the like panic button. You have no idea what the other one does.
Oh God.
And they're not labeled.
Okay. So panic button and unknown button.
Turns out it's a standing desk. It's to raise
Yeah,
the desk
right?
up. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like-
it's right next to the
Yeah.
panic button, so you never know which one you're gonna get.
I would ask Linda if she's around. If she knows what that button is, just so I'm aware.
She oh my god, she goes behind the desk with a natural ease and basically kneels beneath the desk like she knows exactly which button you're talking about. And she says, "That one," and she points at it while being like crouched under the desk. "That's your panic button.
Okay.
This
Got
one
that.
This one is a feature that Mr. Cook wanted installed. We disapprove of it. It's the leisure button.
Leisure button.
You can program it for whatever you want. Cook had it programmed for this. And she presses the button, and like the blinds close. There's like mood lighting that appears, and your work computer actually flashes with a message saying that Nikki is on her way.
Oh my gosh.
And she like just presses the button again to close everything. She sort of like scoots you like away, gets behind the computer, and just types a reply to this Nikki person that
Just drill.
that was a false alarm.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good to know. That's what our company dollars are being spent on.
That was part of Mr. Cook's benefits.
I see.
I would rather you use, well, if you are to use the leisure button, HR would rather you use it to better your skills at administrating or managing your team and furthering the goals of Biotechnica or enriching yourself intellectually. None of this weird
leisure, as they call it.
Did you know that she always came in with a bag full of diapers? And then she just leaves going like,
that'll be between us.
Oh man.
Jewel just, is just speechless at that. She like it's like I know how to do that button.
The door to your office opens up almost immediately after Linda leaves. It's just her that pokes her head in and says, "By the way, dear, we've disinfected this entire office."
I appreciate that. I was just thinking of requesting a transfer, but I trust that it was thoroughly taken care of. Oh dear, I've learned too much today. That's all for me. Move on to somebody else, please. Before I learn any other secrets of the company that I don't want to tell.
And so that's the end of the montage. So we're moving things along to the night market.
Magnus had things that he wanted to do.
I'm sorry, Magnus.
It's okay. I will go through the list. So I call Brian and I'm like, "Oh, Brian, you there, Brian?"
Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
But you sound like you're in trouble.
No. Just watching something weird is all. So, we got this night market going on soon. From what I remember at the meeting we just had the other night,
yeah,
you're on Mr. Ryan's payroll for us, right? Now.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if Ketch has already gotten in contact with you or not, but I would think it pretty easy that we would have you as pretty much the personal guard of the taco truck and anyone in it.
Yeah,
does that sound all right?
I can hang out with all of you.
Good. Great.
You want me to stand by or just keep an eye from afar?
If you could hang out in the truck, that would be great for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right,
Uh,
that's all.
I
You okay?
stuck at making food, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not having you do that. No offense.
None taken, really.
Mhm.
If your tacos are as good as what you gave me the other day, and I don't choke on it, I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, if you do, I'll save you again.
As much as I appreciate the thought, Magnus, I wish I wouldn't be so close to dying every time I get near you.
You've nah, I mean, actually, you're right. You're not normally close to dying in your line of work, though.
Well, yes, but it would also be fun to just hang out without the work.
Yes. Yeah, we have a lot going on right now, but I'm sure, it'll all work itself out. And having your protection for that time will be invaluable.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it'll be good for the psyche. Just you have to go through a few hoops in your mind to make sure that you do not mind shooting someone point blank after an interview. You know, I was
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm just
It's a-
hoping, start over fresh.
yeah, I see. Well, if it's any consolation, I don't know if glad is the right word, but certainly in a weird way better off for how you stood up for us. So,
I just did what any good person would have done.
yeah.
Well, maybe a good person would have knocked Cook out and not shoot him point blank, but
Yeah, that was pretty extreme.
yeah, it's faster to pull the trigger.
Mhm. All right. Well, that's it. I'll see you at the night market then, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Do you want me to go there by my own means of transportation, or are you
That
guys
would be
coming to pick me up?
perfect.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll park somewhere nearby, and then I'll hop in the car as like passenger or whatever.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Brian.
Hey, no problem. See you there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I make sure that the piranhas are going to show up. My gang, my original gangers that hung
They
around the
are.
taco truck. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, apparently they got an email that they were invited.
Yeah. Yeah. And I let them know that they get any tacos they want for free as long as our usual deal is upheld. That being, if Magnus is in danger or the taco truck's in danger, they do what they can to watch my back.
And on that, you get a resounding cheer of smashing taco night. So yeah.
I say to them, bring your piranha appetite. It's not cheesy at all. Okay, cool.
No, but it flies over the head of a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Of course it does. Then
Many of them believe the piranhas to be plants.
it's not entirely wrong. Is that the logo they have on their backs? Is a piranha plant?
No, it's a fish.
Oh, okay.
It's just, some of
Well,
them have never bothered to.
Yeah, research biology or
It's a fish with teeth. It's like
zoology at all.
fucking metal.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I dig it. All right. Then I I have been looking in the book everywhere and I can't find how much experience it takes to purchase a skill point.
20 times the new rank.
20 times the new rank. Oh my God. Okay. So, and that is based on your level in the skill that you want to get, not the total, right? So like if I have currently level 2 in a skill and wanted to go from level 3, it
That
would be
60.
60.
60. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. All right. Oh, that's going to be a lot of points. All right, I'll probably do the math later, but Magnus will spend a good amount of this leisure day going around doing research, including viewing the actual process and cooking lots and lots and lots and lots of test tacos to actually warrant having the name Taco Doc.
Oh wow.
And I
Okay,
would,
so this is the part of the series where you actually come into the name of Taco Bell.
yeah. I'm going to assume, since there's no cooking skill, I was thinking of counting this under paint, draw, sculpt, because that's the most artsy type thing. And the benefits it gives you, it says, oh, your art could get you noticed by these people or at this national level or whatever if you're super high up. So
Yeah,
I
no,
was just
that
going to drop
works.
points into that. So yeah, I'll figure out how many I'm going to put in there, but I'm going to go right now. I'm at 10 and I'm probably going to go up to 14 if I can manage it, but that's going to cost a lot. But we'll see.
All right. We'll get to the checks once we
Of course
get there, but we're gonna close our episode tonight at the beginning of the night market, as everyone gets prepped and arrives. The taco duck part there. So you're under like an overpass of one of the many highways that cross Night City.
Awesome.
There's already a lot of music, a lot of noise. People have set up tents. Some of them have even like little stalls that they've built out of their cars. Others, it's just a tarp on the ground with like items and everything. Like there's one that specializes in old vintage music. So they're all on CDs. And others are selling, clothes that were taken from, stores that in a combat zone or whatever, like that were looted. You have 0 people selling food. You have someone selling intelligent pet rats that you can train for just about to do about anything. Apparently, they're able to count. You have a metric ton of weapons. A lot of people are selling weapons. A lot of them, it looks like the cheap kind of stuff that you found on the Maelstrom, probably things that were taken off of people. Then you have the taco dock, the truck, like almost like center stage. Across from it, on a very shoddy stage, elevated about 3 feet off the ground, that keeps just tilting precariously, is a band getting set up. You notice one of them, the singer of Aether Wave, a young man with black hair and a very fancy looking purple cyber arm, begins to prep everything. They have like a sort of a strange guitar slash violin. He's like setting up his thing. It looks like a keytar, but it's thin and long and not shaped like what we would know as a keytar. One thing that you immediately that catches your eye immediately is the fact that he has long, pointy elven ears. And other members of the group are all similarly very eccentric looking. They're setting up, the sound is bad. Like, think about like it's like a garage band, and they're doing their best because this is probably the only gig they've got in like 6 months. The piranhas have already spread out everywhere. And a few yards away from your taco truck is a carnival tent, striped white and red, with a laughing clown on it. And it says Ozub's Guns, like painted on a wooden sign that's in front of it that points the inside. Right outside the entrance to that tent is like a little like buggy on which is a replica of a Cyclone Arms heavy machine gun. And like there's a little sign hung on the cannon that says like demo only, not real. But yeah, he's standing up on his end. Everyone else is setting their things, and then as the camera fades from that and the hub of the beginning of the night market, 10 minutes before midnight, we see from the point of view of someone else, this mercenary putting on a suit of armor, testing a few shots of a flamethrower, and putting on a helmet, and just looking up on his agent a picture of Ken Parker and a picture of the taco truck. And then we're gonna fade to another one of a darkened room with just barely any light. There's a person talking to a computer monitor. We can't see who's on the monitor, but the person says, yes, it's been confirmed. We believe they have Project Phoenix. And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
We're not in trouble.
Oh, great.
We're totally fine.
There
The
won't be
guy
any
with the
problems.
flamethrower is here to make s'mores with us. That's what's happening.
Y'all, the finale's gonna have 3 corruption bars right now.
Yay.
Oh.
Because I
Very
couldn't manage to fit any
much.
more tonight.
That was a preview of the corruption.
I
for
just
that.
I just want to say that on top of the taco truck is a spider bot. Like,
Yes.
armed and sitting on top of it.
The taco
Yeah.
on the spring
Yeah.
is actually the spider bot
The spider
painted
bot.
to look like a
Yeah.
taco.
I've painted it to look like
Oh
that.
man.
If it
Okay.
tucks its legs in, it's just yellow on the sides.
So
Christ.
before we end, I have one thing to, just because it's going to be funny for everyone. I'm gonna post a link in chat, in the Twitch chat.
Mhm,
This
mhm.
is an excerpt from Aether Wave's first album, from the song Under a Neon Light, if you want to give it a listen.
Is this a real band?
Sort of, yeah.
Oh God, I have to listen to this afterward. What is sort of? Sort of is not. All right. Well, while you are all listening to that, let's go around, do our introductions, get the hell out of here so that we can do our after show. And if you guys want the exclusive after show, some behind the scenes looks at the characters and this episode, you can get it by joining us over on Patreon at the $5 tier. And while you're down there, click on that Discord link, come hang out, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. So we'll start with the infamous Taco Doc himself. Zach, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I'm a guy on the internet who does stuff on RPG channels mostly. I am here on unMadeGaming for this show as well as others in the future, perhaps. Also on Arvin Elrons for our vocalists and Esper Genesis. And you'll find me at my own channel at Zach Clay on Twitch.
Hell yeah. We'll jump over to Tracy. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, everybody. I'm Tracy, also known as Miss Magitech, and you can find me all over the internet as Miss Magitech. I play tabletop games basically from Wednesday to Sunday throughout the week now. Monday and Tuesday are my only days where I'm not playing tabletop games. So it's a very busy time, but if you want to see what I'm up to, feel free to follow me on Twitter or Twitch or wherever, and see what I'm up to. And yeah, other than that, I stream on my own channel when I'm off and play through my RPG backlog, which has been a lot of fun. So feel free to hang out. I got the unMadeGaming host yesterday after your guys' void stream.
Yeah.
So that was very nice. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's me.
Of course, yeah. Meta, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, I'm Metamancer. This is where you can find me. This is what I'm doing.
That's true.
This nothing else.
That's true. This cast is around for like a whole year almost. So exclusive access right there.
Yeah.
We'll be announcing the new shows soon though. That's gonna be yeah, you guys are stuck with me. Mistakes were made. Mistakes
I
were
think it's
made.
the other way around.
Definitely.
You're
Yeah,
stuck with
that's-
me. I'm all like, Mike, what's going on?
What do you got? What's in the
Anymore?
roster? What do you got playing?
Can I get another hit? Like, let's go.
I cannot wait.
Oh, it's gonna be a good time. And last but definitely not least, after this nonsense tonight, Simon, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hello, I'm Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me over on my channel on Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays for D&D, Cyberpunk, and Scion, respectively, at 8:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m., and 1 p.m. all times Eastern. You can also find me tomorrow behind the scenes running the Cyberpunk Red campaign over on Sirenscape. I believe it is our second to last episode this week, and then the finale is going to be next week, just like here. Is there anything else coming up? Yeah, on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern, you can find me over on Praxagorthus Mephoria's channel for some
There it is.
sweet Romance of the Blue Rose, a romantic fantasy game that's like Lord of the Rings with talking animals.
Lord of the Rings with talking animals. Okay, all right.
Well, I mean, we're not
I like
playing
that
talking
description.
animals, but like one of the race that you can play is a telepathic animal.
No, I just want animals to play all of Lord of the Rings characters. Let's make that happen. Someone draw
You
that
could.
fan art.
You could.
All right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for those corruption bars. And if you guys are over there watching this on YouTube, we do stream this live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. over on our Twitch channel. That is twitch.tv/unmadegaming. So come on over, watch live, especially since next week is the season finale of this show, where I'm sure everything will go smooth and we'll just sell things and tacos and have a fun party. Nothing bad could happen. But that's all of us. That's all from us. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.